start with me.
You're president.
Excuse me, Leslie, you started with me. Your first statement was, are you ready for tough questions?
What's going on, America? And I've been waiting to do a video on this.
This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount.
Now, we all know President Trump is an unconventional president. He's not like all the rest. He's not interested in trying to, think, how would this sound when it comes out to all of the sensitive people? Yeah, no, he's not thinking about that. He thinks about, you know what? I see some corruption, some garbage, some shenanigans, some tomfoolery, and I'm going to call it out. I'm not going to sit back and pause, pump the brakes, and start thinking now, if I was the most liberal, sensitive person on the planet, how would I feel if these words came out? No, we ain't got time for that when we're dealing with major problems, which is the media, okay? All right, now we all know about big tech censorship with Twitter, with Facebook, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw YouTube in there too, because I don't know if I have even seen a conservative YouTuber that have not experienced some type of shadow banning, some type of limited, sharing and notifications on their videos. They're sticking it to us. We all know that they're sticking it to us. Now, unfortunately, the folks that they've bamboozled to think that Trump is evil, and all of us that supports him too. We're all in on it too, because we're all white nationalists. Forget the melanin you see in my skin. Somehow underneath all this dark skin, this bass in the voice is a white nationalist in disguise. Guess I'm wearing blackface. I don't know. I didn't know that, but I guess according to them, there's no black conservatives out there. And if there is, they still need to be censored, because we can't have black people thinking President Trump actually isn't a racist, right? So the media has been working overtime to try to create these narratives. And Trump points it out, and that's why they hate it. They are used to being uncontested in their propaganda. So Trump goes on 60 Minutes and does an interview with Leslie, and she tries to hit him with the okie doke. She tries to hit him with the Jerry Springer, like when they would invite somebody to come on the show. You think you're coming on the show to talk about something else. Whenever they put you in the sound booth, you already know you're getting set up. They're out there talking to the lady like, all right, how did you feel when you caught him cheating with your best friend? And then what did you feel like when he got your best friend pregnant? So let me understand this. He doesn't believe that the child is yours. Well, you know what? Let's bring him out. Soon as the guy comes out, he's thinking he's going to talk about a career or something. And all the audience is boo. He's like, wait a minute. I ain't even saying that yet. And he sees his ex-girlfriend sitting there and his new one. And he's like, oh, I just got set up. Yeah, you did. So Trump recognizes that. And he calls Leslie out, and she doesn't like it. But he releases the behind-the-scenes footage to show just how fake, how corrupt, and how biased they are. And with no further ado, let's check it out.
Start with me.
You're president.
Excuse me, Leslie, you started with me. Your first statement was, are you ready for tough questions? It's no way to talk. No way to talk.
Leslie, one second. This is the first warning. I think we have 5 minutes until we have the vice president step in. Is that about right?
Well, I think we have enough. We have enough of
So I
it.
think we're ready for the vice president now.
I think we have enough of an interview here. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go meet for 2 seconds, okay? Thanks. I'll see you later. Thanks.
Now that's how you handle business. When you already sniff out that doo-doo, you don't have to step in it. You don't have to play in it. He calls her out and he exposes her, and then he just shuts it all down. All right, this interview's over. All right, I think we had enough. Let's get out of here. And she's like, oh, wait a minute. Now, we're about to get into some of the details that led all the way up to that, because that right there was beautiful. That let me know that Trump sensed that, you're trying to set me up like all of these fake phony networks do. Okay, so Trump, take it away.
So you don't want to lock up Governor Whitmer, but you want to
When did I
lock
say
up
lock her up? I
the
never said.
Bidens, you want to lock
Wait
up
a minute. When did I say
Obama.
lock her up? When did I say lock up the governor? I didn't say lock up the governor.
All right, but you.
Why would I lock her up? No, but why did you say you don't want to lock up the governor? Of course I don't want to lock her up. Why would I lock her up?
Because you were in front of a rally of people saying it, encouraging it.
I never said it, Leslie. I never said lock
So you
up the
don't want to
governor.
lock up the governor.
Leslie, it's such a vicious thing you just said. I never said lock up the governor of Michigan. I would never say that.
Well, did you-
Why would I say that?
Well, what
Because
about the Bidens?
she's doing
Do
lockdowns.
you want to lock up the
No,
Bidens?
I don't want to lock them up,
What
but they
about
certainly
Obama?
should be looked at.
Obama? You want to lock up Obama?
No, I don't want to lock him up, but he spied on my campaign.
Do you want to lock up
Obama
Hillary?
and Biden spied on my campaign. Do you know what that is? Do you know what they did? Do you know how horrible it is what they did?
Now, see, this is what you got to do to the fake news. Because what they will do is embellish. They will put their spin or their interpretation of what you said on the network, as if you said it, plain and simple. You know what I want to do? I want to lock up Governor Whitmer. Or, yeah, I want to lock up Joe Biden or somebody like that. So by pointing out their corruption means you want to lock them up, or should we investigate it if there is evidence enough to do so? Or should we just excuse them because we don't want the left and the fake news accusing him of, wanting to lock up corrupt people? I mean, come on now. What kind of law-abiding president will lock up corrupt people? That's crazy. See, you're abusing your privilege and you're abusing your position by pointing out corruption and saying, yeah, they should be locked up. But he hasn't even said that. He said, yeah, Biden needs to be investigated. He's corrupt. He's crooked. They know it. And if there was a real media, they would be asking those questions too. But when it comes down to Governor Whitmer, he never said lock her up. The folks might have said that because they feel like she's abusing her power as a governor, just like all the rest of the liberal Democrats out there. They're just seeing how far they can go with these lockdowns and stupid folks and just obey without question. But not only do they do that, but Trump did point out someone else who was guilty of it, and that's the fake news. Because when y'all run interference for corruption, for fake politicians, for politicians that overstep their boundaries, and then demand that you silence the voice of the people or the press, when they co-sign to bury stories, you're just as corrupt as they are. That's all I'm saying, And Trump sees that, and that is what he's pointing out. He's calling her bluff. He's like, when did I ever say that? Well, I mean, I just assumed you see. I mean, I just felt that you. No. See, you're now implying that I said that. I want to know, when did I say that? Like the guy on my Facebook page today who had the nerve to say Trump is, all these COVID cases, and we got a president that's simply wishing for it to go away. That's a strategy. And I'm like, when did he ever say that? When did Trump get on TV and say, you know what, I'm all out of answers. I don't know what else to do. All we can do is just wish for it to one day go away. That was that guy's take and spin on it. That's what you call fake news, propaganda, and all of that. Or it just could be simply that man is completely ignorant and he's manipulated by people like Leslie. But let's continue.
The Democrat governors, and they're doing a great disservice.
What about you saying, let's open up, but let's wear masks. Let's
Well,
open
I
up.
say-
You don't.
I say, I'm not against masks at all.
But you're not
I
for
say,
them.
sure I am, wear them. But I also say socially distance. I say all the things. But you know what? Well, look, with you, nothing I said would be any good, Leslie.
That's not
Okay?
true.
Now, did y'all hear Leslie try to throw creepy, sleepy, sloppy, sleazy, slimy a bone? Because see, what he's trying to do is take the position of he's pro-mask and Trump's anti-mask. Yeah, the man all the time he picks on Joe Biden for wearing a mask. Well, that's because you're funny. I mean, you don't know how to put a mask on properly, and you're virtue signaling, and you spend more time and effort trying to keep the mask on your face than you do actually covering your face. Not to mention, you get so frustrated, you end up just taking the dang on thing off, and all you can say afterwards, well, I wear a mask. Well, no, if you're wearing a mask like 1/4 of the time, then it really doesn't count, Joe. But that's not here nor there. I'm mad because this woman actually is trying to build a narrative that Trump was like, you know what? Let's open up. And you know what? All you sissies out there that want to wear masks, you're big babies. Come on, everybody. Join in. You know, cry, baby, cry. Trump never did that. I think she's mistaking giving people a constitutional right to choose is different than saying, you know what, don't wear masks or you better wear masks. There's two differences. I mean, I'll take your opinion. Thank you. But if I choose not to, I don't want you jailing me, fining me, penalizing me, because at the end of the day, it's still America. People have a choice whether they want to catch whatever or not. And it's not the government's right to step in and say, I'm going to shove this mask on your face, and if you don't do it, we're locking you up. But that's the narrative she wants to paint to demonize Trump, to make it appear that he's anti-mask. No, he's pro-choice. It's a difference. Let's continue.
The greatest economy in the history of our country. And the other side
You
was
know
coming
that.
in.
You know that's not true.
It is totally true.
No.
Best unemployment numbers, best employment numbers, 160 million people working, highest stock market price. You wouldn't say that to Biden, what you just said to me. If he had it, you would never say that to Biden. We had the best stock market price ever, and we're getting close to that price again. We had the best. Everything was the best.
Well, I'm not going to fact check you.
Well, you don't have to
I'm
fact
not
check
gonna
me.
do that.
I mean, excuse me,
But-
the stock market was at its highest. The unemployment numbers for African Americans, for Asian Americans, for Hispanic Americans, for everybody were the best. Every number, virtually every number was the best.
What was that about? I mean, you got to be kidding me. So Trump talks about him building the best and greatest economy the world has ever seen. And she just comes out of nowhere, but yet didn't do the fact check. That's the funny part about it. Just come, you know that's not true. Yes, it is true. Well, I mean, I haven't done fact checking. Then why would you say it? Why would you say it if you haven't done the fact checking already, Leslie? I know why you're saying it. Because creepy, sleepy, sloppy, sleazy, slimy Joe has never done it. Trump has. And y'all want to make it appear that he didn't, and also make it appear that Biden is able to produce something that he's never been able to produce in his 47 years, which is a booming economy. That's right. This man has a negative track record when it comes down to anything in politics that he's done that has benefited the American people. But yet Trump has done it, and you want us to trust Biden to do it, and he couldn't get it done in his prime? Trump's done it. The virus comes along and makes the economy dip, and it's on its way back up. And then what you're trying to do is sum up his whole history of the economy solely starting after COVID hit, right? You're just going to wipe away all of that pre-COVID economy, right? This is why we call y'all fake news. This is why. Let's continue.
I didn't want to have this kind of anger.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, then you brought up a lot of subjects that
Well, I said
were
I'm going to ask
inappropriately
you
brought
tough
up.
questions.
They were inappropriately
But-
brought up right from the beginning. No, your first question was, this is going to be tough questions. Well,
It
when you
is.
set up the interview, your first statement
You're
was,
president. Don't you
Excuse
think
me,
you
no,
should
no,
be
no.
accountable to the
listen,
American people?
your first statement to me, this is going to be tough questions. Well, I don't mind that. But when you set up the interview, you didn't say that. You said, oh, let's have a lovely interview. And here's what I do say.
So what?
You don't ask Joe Biden. I saw your interview with Joe, the interview with
I
Joe
never
Biden.
did a Joe
It was a
Biden
joke. The interview, 60 Minutes. I see Joe Biden giving softball after softball. I've seen all of his interviews. He's never been asked a question that's hard.
That's why I love Trump. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a sad day when President Trump finishes his last 4 years. I'm going to be sick, man. We ain't going to get a chance to hear this type of raw realness out of a president. And I don't know, maybe the next one might learn some things from him to just straight psychoanalyze this and call folks bullcrap out. I do it. I love it. I love it, man. That's right. I feel like Ricky Bobby, when he was at the table. Yeah. And hit the grandfather, Chip, was like, you gonna let my grandchildren talk to me this way? And he's like, heck yeah, I am. I love the way they're talking to you. You know why? Because they're winners and you're a loser. Heck, you ain't never done nothing right except make a hot daughter. That's it. That is it. That is it. Yeah. Joe Biden and Leslie and all of them need folks to call them out and love it. This woman's trying to play the whole victim role now. I didn't want to have this type of interview. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. See, you know how I know? When you opened up by, you ready for some tough questions, you set the tone already, okay? If you come home from work and your husband or wife is sitting there like they're sucking on a lemon and they look like an evil parrot in a cage, and you ask them, hey, hon, is everything okay? I guess. Well, right off grip, your tone let me know it's not. But then when I say, well, would you like to talk about it? And you tell me something like, no, I'm like, oh boy, see, here we go, here we go. You're setting the tone. If you say, yeah, let's do it then. First of all, I'm like, uh-oh. As soon as you say first off, I'm like, oh boy. See, this right here is not going to be an exchange of information. This is going to be, you know what you did or didn't do that I need to tell you about, and I'm about to get all in your mix. You build it up based on your tone and attitude, and that's exactly what Leslie did. When she opened up with, you ready for some tough questions? That's right. She was prepping him for some nonsense and for some propaganda to help Joe Biden out. Trump sniffs it out, calls her out, and exposes that most of all of them are fake news. And so am I. I'm exposing it as well. God bless you. God bless America. God bless our president. And we'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care. Just want to say thanks for checking out the video. Please check out KC Uncensored, my personal site, where you'll get uncensored material from me along with some archives. Check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. The link is below this video. If you click on it and put Kevin in the promo code, you'll get a 20% discount. And finally, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And if you'd like to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's links below this video to do that as well. Okay, God bless you and God bless America. Take care.